Dear respected Thai, dear family, dear brothers and sisters, it's such a joy for the monastics to welcome the summer retreat. It's our only month where we have children come. So 11 months we hardly see children. So we're so happy that you bring your family here. We know how difficult it is, challenging for the mother and father to raise a child, to dedicate all their energy, whole day just around their children. And sometimes it's challenging between the father and the mother. We don't mean to, but because we spend so much energy on the children, we sometimes forget to take care of each other. So when you come here to Plum Village, your children can run away with the monks and nuns and the uncles and aunties, and the mother and father get to have some time to take care of themselves, to learn to breathe, to relax. The monks and nuns, sometimes we like to play with the children, even though we don't speak their language. We enjoy their smile, they play with us. Sometimes it looks like the monks and nuns are like children deprived because we enjoy them so much. I don't know, you see some monks and some nuns, they go around playing with everybody. And that's a beautiful joy that can nourish us. And the parents, we can learn to play like that as well. And for all of us who come here, we come kind of like to take refuge. Plum Village is like a village. It's called a village on purpose. Our teacher envisioned us coming together and living and supporting each other. So we see all the children, like our children, our nieces, our nephew, and we see each other as brothers and sisters, uncles and aunties, and we help to support each other. Because we know it's difficult in our home, in our society, in our workplace. Somehow we've organized and we don't have so much time to take care of ourselves, to take care of our suffering. So during this week, this summer, it's a chance for us to learn to take care of our suffering. And the best way to take care of it is with the energy of compassion. Compassion is a kind of energy like the mother holding a baby crying. The baby is suffering, but the mother does not judge and try to rush the baby to stop crying. The mother holds the baby tenderly with a lot of love and compassion. And this energy can be learned, can be trained, can be generated. And the substance that compassion leans on is suffering. It's through suffering that compassion is born. So we are not afraid of suffering. We are not afraid of a crying baby. We are not afraid of our pain, our weakness, our judgment. But we learn to hold it with the energy of compassion. And slowly with understanding, with stopping and looking, understanding the roots of our suffering, then the compassionate energy slowly can bring relief to that pain, to that difficulty, that challenge. So the healing comes from holding from stopping and holding our suffering. So this morning, the monks and nuns, we will chant the Avalokiteshvara's name. Avalokiteshvara is Bodhisattva, but it's also kind of an energy. We give it a name, but it's also an energy, the energy of compassion. The Bodhisattva has the capacity to hold suffering and not to judge. So when you hear the chant, that is the music, the invoking the name, that is the energy we are holding each other with. Each one of us has a little pain, a little difficulty, some challenges that we don't know a way out. And when we can allow that energy to be there without judgment, and we are like that mother holding the baby. So the first, there's 3 parts to the chant. When we first invoke the name, the first time, we are sending that energy inward towards ourselves. Each one of us has some difficulty, some confusion, some resentment, some anger at someone in our family, a loved one, even sometimes anger at ourselves. So when you first hear the first invocation, then you direct that inner eye towards yourself, to embrace yourself, to love yourself, even with the pain and suffering, even with the confusion. The second time of invoking the name, we expand the eye outward towards those in the room, our loved ones, the ones in our lives. Maybe our child, maybe our mother, our father, it may be our brother, our sister, to see their pain, to see their suffering. So we can use that eye and visualize them, and we hold them. If it's difficult to hold them as they are now, hold them as a 5-year-old child. They were once also a vulnerable person. So we send our love and compassion to those around us. They are suffering. They have confusion. They have anger. They have resentment. They also suffer. So we can also hold them like a crying baby. No judgment. Just send that energy towards them. See them with a tear in their eye. The third time of invoking the name, we expand our eye even further and to see the suffering that's in the world, a little bit around the planet. We are in a safe place, but we know right in this moment, people are in fear, people are in war-torn places. They don't have food, they don't have water, they don't have a safe place to take refuge. They have forgotten how to smile. They don't know the meaning of life. What's the purpose? They're in despair. There are many people around the world, in India, Africa, Asia, America, a little bit everywhere. And we also see the planet the animals, the cows, the pigs, the chickens, suffering. So we send that energy around the world, the forests, the rivers, the atmosphere. So our eye envelops the earth and we hold the whole planet, including the human species. And we embrace the whole planet that is suffering, that is crying out for our awakening. And the whole time that we are invoking the name, we're listening, generating the energy of compassion. We follow our breathing. Some emotion might come up as we touch suffering, and we use the breathing to embrace it. Every out-breath, we relax and we hold it tenderly. We're not afraid of it, we don't repress it, we don't push it away, but we become comfortable being with our suffering, to let the tears run, to let the hands sweat, to let the body shake, allow it to flow out. The river of compassion. It is from this pain that compassion is born, that our heart softens. So with each breath, we know we're here, we are in a safe place, surrounded by beautiful people, loving, kind, and compassionate. We're not afraid to be with our suffering. Breathing in, I feel at home in this village. Breathing out, I hold myself tenderly like a mother and her child. I'd like to invite the brothers and sisters to stand up and begin